decode the message, international espionage, tactics, brain force energy, numbers, symbols, hieroglyphs. It's all around you. Optic blast, iPhone 7 dongle adapter. So on today's excellent and ravenous video, we're going to talk a little bit about the traveling triumph card trick. Now this trick is a little bit of a hot one in the sense that it's not the usual, it's not the normal. Normally we would do something like a triumph and we would be glad with it. That would be the end of the day, but not today. We're going to say today is not the day for just a regular ordinary triumph. We're going to take it to the next level and we're going to travel with our triumph. Sovereign citizens. I don't know if you're aware of them, but I'm a huge fan of sovereign citizens.
I do not consent! I do not consent!
You could find compilations all over YouTube about these individuals that don't believe in the color of the law. They don't believe as to them being part of the jurisdiction of the police. So what you'll see is a lot of these individuals getting pulled over, and then instead of saying, hey, yeah, I'm sorry, I was driving too fast, you'll find them saying things like, sir, I wasn't driving, I was traveling. Oh, this vehicle? Yeah, this vehicle right here, this is the vehicle that I travel in. I don't drive in this vehicle, I travel. And under Article 4 of the Articles of Confederation, I hope you notice, sir, that there's nothing preventing you from telling me that I can't travel at any speed that I want. So today we're going to show that with a card trick. We're going to use that little bit of an introduction in the context of a card trick, and we're going to do a little bit of a transition now to a better view. That's the sort of production value that's keeping me at 52K while all the other magic channels are superseding 100,000 followers. But that's okay. I don't need 100,000 followers. All I need is your attention, sir, ma'am. So here we have a little bit of a trick per se. I do recommend not using Bin Wang playing cards for what's going to be obvious in a second. However, for this particular trick, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to give you guys a tutorial anyways, right? So if I flash in a tutorial, is it really flashing or is it just preempting the actual tutorial itself? So for this, I'm just going to hand the spectator just a group of playing cards. I'm going to hand them, I would say these many cards, and the spectator's holding on to that while I hold on to this half over here. And I could actually mix these cards. So I'm going to mix these cards, sir, face up and face down. I'm going to take these cards and mix them in this way, which is usually indicative of a haphazard mix. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but because I'm mixing this half, look at what's going to happen here. All right, I'm actually going to transfer all that juju energy from this half over here into your half, sir. You see how my cards are mixed in a face down and face up haphazard situation, sir. You see that? All the cards are mixed face up into face down because I've transferred all that energy to the half that you are holding. If you look at the half that you're holding, sir, it's been in your hand the entire time. Go ahead and spread the cards, and the spectator is going to see that all the cards are mixed, whereas they weren't before. They are now mixed in their hands. Oh boy, what a wondrous world we live in. How is that possible? I'll tell you how it's possible. This is the Pigcake Magic Academy. $5 a month gets you 2 videos every single week going over card stuff, coin stuff. You have over, I think, 600 to 700 videos already there, all right, including the Mentalism Academy and, of course, including the Piggybacker tutorials. Those are 2 separate tiers, but the Piggybacker videos are actually a part of the Academy tier, so you get both. The Mentalism Academy, that's a little bit more expensive, but again, it's mentalism. What do you expect? All right, but still, bottom line is $5 a month and you get access to pretty much the majority of those videos. And you also get 2 new videos every single week that are exclusive tutorials that I don't post anywhere else. Oh boy, why not do it? Why not do that? But apart from that, you're gonna need a deck of cards and a simple setup, all right? It's a very easy setup. All you're gonna do is you're gonna take the lower half of the deck and mix it. So this is the lower half of the deck and it's currently mixed. This is the upper half of the deck and you don't want that mixed. The reason for that is because that's going to be your guinea pig packets. That's going to be the packet in which you use as a guinea pig. So in this case, I could just simply start in this way. I have a non-mixed upper half. I have a mixed lower half. Now you could see why I wouldn't recommend using Bin Wang playing cards for the simple fact that they have no border. So anybody, Ray Charles, could see the fact that there are face-up cards in the deck, and he's dead. He's, that's the joke. I can't make the other one anymore, but you could use your brain power to fill in the gaps there. But in this case, we could show the top half of the deck to be unmixed, and now we could actually shuffle the cards in the bottom. Now, I do recommend you having a card that is face up on the bottom, just so if you ever show the bottom card here, they're not going to see a nice little bit of another back, and that's going to ruin your trick. So you want to have a little bit of a face card there just to cover that. But you could spread the upper half here, notice what I'm doing, and I could also cut that upper half to the bottom. So I'm spreading the cards and getting a break somewhere approximately near the middle of the cards. I'm then going to cut these cards to the bottom of the deck. You see that? Cutting those cards to the bottom. So now, in keeping a break, I could shuffle those cards to the top of the deck, and it looks like both half of the decks are fine. It looks like both half of the decks are all going in the same direction. So all you're going to do at this point is very simple. You're just going to riffle up the back of the deck saying, oh, I want to give you approximately half the cards. That's your excuse. Really, what you're doing is that you're riffling up until you see no more cards. So you want to make sure that you're seeing a string of face down cards here. So that way you could get a break. And when they spread the cards, they're not going to have a fat block of face down cards and then a mixed deck. You want to make sure that you give them as much of a mixed deck as possible, because that's going to make the trick slightly stronger. So one more time, you're going to riffle up. Let me make sure I get the focus point here on this Canon M50. Thank you, Canon M50, for having such a small focus zone. So you're going to riffle up the back of the deck until you just see a couple face down cards, which indicates to you that that is the upper half that's not disturbed. So at this point, you're just going to get a break. If you want, you could cut that little packet to the bottom and retain a break. So now you could just lift up these cards and give it to the spectator, this being the mixed half, of course. So that's just little options that you have. Or you could just give them the bottom half. You could cut it, give them the top half. It's a free country. Do whatever you want, all right? I give them the top half usually here, and now I have an unmixed deck of cards here. All I have to do is just mix these cards face up and face down, and you can do this in whatever way you want. You could take the cards, you could give them a little bit of a pharaoh, you can mix the cards face up and face down, however you feel makes you the most empowered in this particular state, in this country, all right? However you feel the most empowered, that's how you can mix the cards face up into face down. And now all you have to do is do a little bit of a magical gesture and then show the spectator that the mix is not just exclusive to this half. The mix has traveled to their half, which they've been holding the entire time. And of course, the spectator spreads their half and they see that it's mixed as well. Now here is a little bit of a bonus. I'm not gonna go into the details of this, but if you want, what you could do is that as the spectator spreading their half and you're telling them spread it. As a matter of fact, why don't you go ahead and fix the cards? Why don't you put the cards back in the right situation, sir? So all the cards are face down. You could be spreading through your cards and cooling these bad boys. You could just be cooling those bad boys, and you could fix the deck that way. And of course, you have the distraction of the spectator fixing the cards. Now, of course, you want to do this in a way that doesn't make it look like you're just fixing the cards, because then when the spectator puts the attention back on you, and you could have brought an elephant, you could have brought Epstein back from the grave, right? And it would have been okay because of all the time you had on your own. So you want to make sure that you're diversifying the attention here as much as possible. But you could just call the cards and fix it, and then you have a nice little bit of a Brucey bonus when the spectators have a fixed packet of cards that they fixed themselves, and that's transferred over to your packet. So that's a little bit of a hot bonus if you want to do that. Of course, that's just relegated for the true virgins, those of you guys that have actually joined the Pigcake Card Academy, that are familiar with the skill set involved in that. So that's only relegated to you guys. I hope you guys are the ones that get it. I don't know what that means. Thank you guys for being the hot crowd that you guys are. It really means a lot to me and the crew. You know, it really means a lot to me and the crew. How often you guys watch videos of mine. So keep it tight, man. Stay safe these hard times. It's easy to get lost in a sea of darkness. But if you turn on a flashlight, well, guess what? That cuts through the darkness